Well, for a reader who's never read my books, I think I'd mostly describe them as they're always a romance, but each series is a little bit like a fantasy romance or an action romance. When I first started writing, it was really, really important to me. I love action movies, but they often don't have the romance in it that's satisfying to me. And I also think it's really important to engage with the characters. So I set out to do that with each of the series. I think that I was born a writer, and I knew it very early on. I didn't consider publishing. I was so busy doing other things. I wrote for myself. It was, I think some people take a drink at night, I would write. In fact, when I went to a workshop with a girlfriend of mine, I was shocked because there were like 40 writers in the room, and everybody would say, well, I've been working on this manuscript for 14 years, or I've been trying to get my office together so I can write. And I probably had laying around my house maybe 40, 50 manuscripts at that point, just laying around in notebooks. The stories are so vivid in my mind, and I sit down and write them, and I'm surprised sometimes. I'll have people say, wow, I knew who the killer was from the first page, and I'm like, really? Because I didn't know till the end of the book. I mean, the book takes on a life of its own, and the characters in the story take on a life, and I feel very passionately about them. I don't think if I didn't feel that passionately, my readers wouldn't either. I think that there's so much interest in the paranormal, at least the books and the movies and things, because, you know, the world is it's entertainment. The world's in a bad way, and there's so much scope in fantasy and in the realm of paranormal. You can do so many things, and it takes people out of their everyday lives and puts them into something really exciting and different. I think the world's a big place, and a lot of strange things happen in it. As far as my writing goes, I know that I was born writing and telling stories. I've told them since I was a kid. I used to make all my brothers and sisters gather around and listen to me, even if they didn't want to. I was one of the oldest, so I ruled. And they had to listen whether they wanted to or not. You know, the truth is that you write about what you know. And I write about family, and I write about strength, and I write about women's issues. I write about things that really happen in the world, men coming home from war with scars, and both mentally and physically. And I couch those in things like vampires and leopard people. But everything else in the book is as true as I can make it. I can't write what other people want me to write. I get thousands and thousands of letters, and they'll say, oh, you need to write about this character or that character. A character comes to me very strongly, and I have to write that story.